Have you ever wondered how someone who's so busy with one activity manages to juggle so many other things? Or perhaps you are curious about how someone manages their time? In this EMDT session, we will explore all that in depth. I will be interviewing one of Lentera Harapan senior student who is very highlighted for her skill English, which is Elizabeth Adelyn Situmorang. She will bring some inspiration for you, especially if you guys are a student. She brought herself to many busy years during her education. Active as a student, joined several organizations, took classes after school hours to hone her English skills, and was active in spiritual activities at church. Many things are done in this long time. Therefore, this podcast aims to see how Elizabeth Situmorang can manage her time to acquire her English talent. With me, Debi, let us begin this adventure. So, Elizabeth, how long have you been focusing yourself on your skill English development? And what motivated you most in the very long study?
Actually, my journey of learning English probably began when I was in my 3rd grade, or for more precisely, when I was 8 years old. At the time, I was get used to watching cartoons and listening to music, but with an English dubbing. At first, I think it was just a small habit, but then I realized, like, hey, I'm starting to understand and enjoy it. That's what I felt back then.
At such a young age?
Well, not so young though. But when seeing the potential, my mother eventually decided to enroll me in an English language classes. Over the past 4 years, I have truly dedicated myself as a second language learner.
Oh,
I have taken various courses and classes at many places. I also tried a different learning method and seriously honed my skills. But honestly, maintaining that focus isn't easy at all.
I think I can feel how headache you are back then.
Yeah, thanks. In the midst of the school's event, my consistency is often put to test. That's why I have a little trick. For example, like, no matter how busy I am, I always make time to review the lesson material, and if I have a free time, I'll fill it with reading English novel. Besides expanding my vocabulary, this also makes learning feels less monotonous.
So that's how you motivated yourself to keep up with your studies?
Yep. For me, the key is to make the process more enjoyable. Because if learning always feels like learning, it gets tiring over time. If we enjoy it, our skills grow gradually without us even noticing.
What media have you been using to learn English?
For me, learning media can be in any form, both print and digital. Coincidentally, I often use both to expand my language knowledge. When practicing text analysis skills, I prefer to read printed books that haven't been translated into Indonesian. And when I encounter words that I don't know while reading, I usually look them up immediately in an online dictionary on my phone. Meanwhile, to practicing my listening skills, I have another habit, which are listening to English music and watching movies without subtitles. The goal is to get my ears accustomed to the accents, intonations, and the grammar used by native speaker. Over time, it feels like my brain and my ears have been programmed to understand the language naturally.
Wow, that is a great approach.
Using both books and digital tools, plus movies and music, really covers all the skills. No wonder your English feels so natural.
Thank you.
Have you got any tips and tricks to balance your school activities, academic competition, and organization?
Well, I do, and it's a lot, so I will tell you my top 3. So, first, I always make a weekly schedule and set priorities. So I know which tasks are the most urgent to do first and which ones can be done later. Second, I make use of short breaks, such as during recess, to review lessons or prepare for my competition. So I don't have to do everything when I got home. And third, last but not least, I always make sure to get enough rest.
It seems like the 3 tips you gave are based on your own experience. Is that true?
Yeah, I have learned my lesson, so I'm not going to be careless again. I realized that pushing myself without rest lowers my productivity, so balancing work and rest is the key.
How do you experience God's power in managing your busy schedule and developing yourself?
For me, God has guided every step, given me learning opportunities, and brought supportive people into my life. So I'm really grateful for that.
From Elizabeth's story, we learn to stay consistent, enjoy the process, and always rely on God to reach our dreams. And see you in the next podcast, EMDT.